Hey, good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, August 5th. I just can't even get over that it's August already. This summer is flying by. I have a few things that have changed in the garden, so I wanted to take you guys around and show you some things and talk about some things that I want to do before it gets too cold, which actually is only supposed to be around 80 today. It's going to be hazy because of the smoke. So I don't know if I've ever really said exactly what my place is, but I'm in northern Wisconsin, right on Lake Superior. We're just a few short hours away from Canada, so when we get the smoke, it is a little bit of a bummer. It does take our sun away, but otherwise it hasn't been too bad. But it has also been cold here this summer, so I know I've talked about that a few times. Like tomorrow we're only supposed to hit like 76 degrees, and then I think the 10-day doesn't have us getting over 80. So a pretty cool year this year. I really can't complain too much because it's been mostly sunny and gorgeous, really. I mean, who's going to complain about 78 degrees and sunny, right? A gardener, maybe. But yeah, so let's get started out here in the front because this is where last weekend I did some work after I shot my video. So we'll start with the porch. So I did have begonias in these white containers on the porch, but they were getting much too big, so I took those out. I put in the caladium bulbs that I thought were dead. They obviously are not. They're coming up. I added some coleus here, so these will fill out nicely. This is the time of year where caladiums start to unfurl their leaves around here anyways, so that was good timing, and those will fill out nice even though it's going to be cooler. I've got a couple tucked in with the impatiens and the calla lilies as well, and those I put in when I put these pots together, so you can see that's just like the normal time that they're gonna start sprouting out. Everything looks really gorgeous. The colors are beautiful right now. Everything is in color. This lily I wanted to talk about. So I thought that these lilies were starting out the orange color and aging into this rosy color. They're pretty much done. But now I've had a few orange ones and they haven't aged. And so I don't know. This is definitely just one plant. I know I didn't plant two right next to each other, so I don't know if lilies can like revert back to something like an original. I don't know. That's odd because I have no idea how those two lilies got so close together. And then these are the double tigers, and these are going to be opening soon. You can see their little spots in there. I did a little bit of cleanup on the pathway here. You can see I still don't have mulch down or anything like that, but I did come in with the edger. So that's a lot of the work that I did last weekend. Was I came in with my garden weasel edger, kind of cleaned up the sides of all the walkways. This is where the begonias went. They need some water. It's been dry and breezy here the past few days. And then I did talk with Lola about what this plant is, and she said she's pretty sure that it's called a trumpet vine. She got it from a friend a few years ago, and she stuck it here, and it's done so well. And so that looks beautiful. I love it so much. It's really a gorgeous plant. And I probably would have never even thought to plant something like that there ever in a million years. So it's nice. It's nice that it's just a little borrowed view there. And then the serendipity alliums are really starting to put on their show. They're so sweet. They look gorgeous next to the autumn joy sedums too before they open. So I'm sure once those start to open, it'll look even prettier. There's the Sweet Williams coming up. Those really came out really cute. I'm happy with those. I hope that they do well next year. These dianthus are starting to fall back. Now, I don't know if I cut them, like deadhead them, if that will help them bloom a little bit more. So I gotta look that up. Then we have the white backlight phlox starting to bloom. I did have to cut back the ones that we got from Walmart, but they're setting new blooms. And so what I wanted to talk about was here. So this is what I did with the edger, with the garden weasel this past weekend. Have a nice little, oh, excuse me, nice little sneeze there. Gully here going all the way up this bed. I took the black plastic that was holding everything in. It had like a black plastic strip that was holding everything in here. Took that all up, dug this out, and I'm going to lay some sort of stone like brick or something at ground level in here so that I can mow right up next to this bed, and that'll give a little bit of weed block for the bed and help keep things contained. And then I can just mow because I don't like to use a weed whacker at all. So that goes all the way down this side. And then as I was coming down, I was realizing that what I had wasn't exactly straight. So I'll be laying more cardboard in the bed here and putting more mulch down to extend that out so that the bed's a little straighter. We did get lattice up on this side of the porch. There's still a few pieces. I need to get like a plumb, like a chalk plumb thing so I can make a line and cut this straight. This piece here, obviously we didn't have to cut, but I think it looks really nice. I'm really happy with it. So I just got to get like that chalk line thing so I can finish that up. The backyard is just full of color and is very lush, very beautiful. We've got these little, so these were supposed to be the pon dahlias that I got from seed from Outside Pride, and they're definitely dahlias, of course, but when you buy dahlias from seed, the majority of them end up being this like collarette style, meaning that the face is open. So like this is a ball style. You can't see the full face of it, but these are collarette. Oh, little slugs everywhere. I think I'm gonna have to do the beer traps for the slugs. That's just it. The weather is not getting hot enough to keep them in. But these little pon-pons, they're really sweet. We've got some good colors. This one's gone, but you can see its color. And so I'm pretty happy with those. They're really, really pretty. And I like them a lot. And then this Star Child dahlia, I think, is fully the winner of the Dahlia Club this year. Of course, the Cafe au Laits haven't opened yet, and I'm always blown away by the Cafe au Laits. But wow, these are so pretty, and they're so prolific. I mean, there's just buds everywhere in here. Really gorgeous plant. I'm very happy with it. I got the Star Child and the Cornell Bronze from Swan Island Dahlias. Their bulbs obviously are, they're like a dahlia farm, so their bulbs are much more expensive than buying something at Walmart. But you just have such a huge selection of interesting dahlias, and I'm going to try and go ahead and save those bulbs. And then here's the Cornell Bronze. I've been cutting the Cornell Bronze and bringing them in for bouquets as they get to a certain spot. They last really well in the vase and everything like that, and they're just such a gorgeous flower. So then this is new as well. I put the chicks and hens, or hens and chicks, around the stair here at the base of the porch. Came out super cute. There has been, oh, there's a little mushroom growing in there. There has been a little bit of some sort of little animal that came in and dug around in here when I first got them in, but otherwise nothing's really bothered them, and they look great. Just gonna let those get settled in so that they can come back next year. The cannas, it just hasn't been hot enough. I mean, they still look pretty because they have such gorgeous, big tropical foliage, but I don't think I'm going to see any flowers off of those this year. It's just not warm enough. Let's see. The zinnias are really starting to pop. Let me go around. Strawberries are kind of in a lull in that end. The berry treasures are having just a slight lull. The cucumbers, these are I forget the names, but they're like a Japanese variety. These are big cucumbers. Those are coming on, and wow. They're going to be huge. It's going to be those are going to be refrigerator pickles. Aside from just fresh eating, they will be refrigerator pickles. It really has been good weather for cucumbers, and cucumbers like it a little cooler. Zucchini obviously doesn't care if it gets hot or not. Also, they kind of don't mind when it's not super, super hot. I've been pulling zucchinis off of here. Got a few coming there. Just had a nice meal with those yesterday, actually. All of the cosmos are in gorgeous bloom. They're not quite at the peak yet, but soon they're going to be everywhere. And these asters, still doing gorgeous, still just like little Easter egg colors, so pretty. The straw flowers are about to come on. I decided not to cut them back. I was like, I want the color. And then these I will cut after a little bit and bring them in to the house to dry, so I can have them for like dry flower bouquet over the winter. Everything needs to get some water. You can see stuff kind of laying back a little bit like this, is normally a big old mound, but just needs a little water. And I figured I'd shoot the video first before I get into weeding and feeding and watering. I am going to do a feed today. I'm not actually going to feed any of the food in the garden, so these beds won't get any kind of fertilizer today, because I did put down some fresh compost last weekend in pretty much every bed around the tomatoes and stuff like that, just to give them a little boost. But they don't really need it. But when I do come through and do any kind of fertilizer on my food plants, I just use the Alaska fish emulsion, I don't know, maybe a quarter a cup per 2 gallons or something like that. And I don't really put it down around the base. I just put it on the leaves. So I'll do that usually in the evenings when it's not going to get hotter or drier, and so things can kind of absorb through their leaves. And then that's enough. You know, you don't really need to, unless you have very deficient soil, I would say you don't need to fertilize things like tomatoes and squash and stuff like that. Just make sure they have a very rich soil right from the jump. And then, like I said, I did put down a little extra compost for the squash, and the cucumbers, the strawberries, and the potatoes last weekend, because those are the heavy feeder type plants in the garden. And not only will they become deficient, but they'll pull stuff away from other things in the bed with them. So I do make sure that they get a sort of mid-season refresh on their soil. But otherwise, everything else gets compost, fish emulsion on the leaves. And then I don't do anything for like the zinnias. Zinnias don't care. They don't want you to give them nutrients. They're like very happy to struggle or thrive in bad soil, bad everything. So yeah, but when if I do feed my hanging baskets or anything that's in a container every week. So the green stalks, they get fish emulsion every Friday. Well, or Friday or Saturday, depending on how I feel after work on Fridays. And then the rest of the containers with the annual flowers, they all get the Proven Winners flowering feed, which I don't know what the full name of it right now is, not coming to me, but it's Proven Winners, and it's like a blue granulated fertilizer, and you just put a couple scoops in a couple gallons and everything. I pour that at the base, not on their leaves, because I don't want to mess up the flowers or anything like that. But you can put it on their leaves. It's not going to hurt them at all. Like, it's not going to burn the leaves or anything like that, as long as you do it when they're not going to be getting full sun. Later on in the day, you shouldn't have any issues with getting fertilizer on the leaves of petunias or any of your annual flowers. So, yeah. All right, let's get back to, still have stock in here. Again, I think it's because it's been so cool. I'm going to be disappointed next year when we get like a normal summer and all my stock is gone at, mid-July or earlier. But these are so pretty. They're just so pretty. Can't get over it. I'm surprised I've never seen it before myself growing it. So, and these little zinnias are little cosmos are beautiful. Tons of buds in here. They just keep this really looking very sweet here when they're all flushed out. And then the stalk in the back and the little chamomile getting ready to pick there, actually, if I wanted to. Green beans. Tons. They're everywhere. Lily comes out here and cleans off the big ones in the morning when she comes to get strawberries. And so I come out and I'm like, there's no green beans. But there's tons. There's green beans everywhere. We are officially in green bean season. We are also officially in zinnia. This is the Queen Lime Peach. So pretty. And this one's ready to be cut for sure. The white seashell cosmos. Really gorgeous. I'm just in love with these. For sure. But these are one of the big shows. This is the Queen Lime Red. And these little plants are doing so well back here. They don't really seem to have suffered any type of damage from the slugs or the grasshoppers. and they're just gorgeous. I'm going to cut a nice little bouquet this morning. Then I've got the Bennery's Giants back here, also doing well. Sunflowers are just getting huge. Still no color, but huge sunflowers. This one looks like, ooh, we could be close on that one. The parsley, I really like it bloomed out like that, even though it's not giving a lot of leaf. The blooms are really just lovely, like a yarrow sort of disc look to them, and the pollinators have really enjoyed them. Cosmos, this is the Sensation mix here, pink and white, and a little dark purple. This Cosmos is really gorgeous, and I can't seem to figure out which one this is. I looked at my packets, and it's like a cream. It's white, but it's like a creamy white, and like you can definitely see through the leaf a little, like the petal a little bit. I don't know which one that is. I can't find one seed packet that looks anything like this. So it's a special one, I guess. These are also the queen limes, and they look like they're the actual limes. Really, these plants are huge. These are huge plants for what's going on in my garden right now. More status starting to open up. It's doing great in here, even though it's a little crowded. Doesn't seem to mind. Even with the squash. Let's see, the Bennery's Giant. Really pretty. They also doing great in here. Don't seem to mind that the squash is a beast. Look at this on the squash. I've got a couple of like variegated leaves on this squash. It's pretty cool. Definitely no signs of like disease or anything like that. Just a couple of variegated leaves on these yellow squash. Got a few in there that are probably gonna get picked today. I like to pick them small, because then you have one of those huge zucchinis, and you're like, what the hell am I gonna do with this? These are the double Dutch rose Cosmos here. More of that it's like, it starts with an X. That's why I can never remember the name of this zinnia. Baker Creek, though. I'll tell you that. I got these at Baker Creek. And they start with an X. Go see the Bennery's Giants over here. Have a couple colors. The pink. Very pretty. And then the dark red. Also really pretty. So I'm going to have a nice bouquet. See these? So, what about this one? Okay, yeah, so we can show the difference. So, how you know you're going to get the longest vase life out of a zinnia is you cut it when it's very stiff at the top. Like, this is a very stiff zinnia, but this one, wobbly on top, you see? So you want to wait. We wouldn't pick this one because it won't last as long, but this one right here, this will last me a week, maybe 2 in the vase if I keep up with changing water and stuff like that. So zinnias, you can't beat them for bouquets. You just can't. Oh, this little yellow Cosmos is opening up too. Isn't that sweet? I think these also start with an X. Xanthos or something like that, maybe. And then the pink seashell Cosmos here. Yeah. Potatoes still doing good, throwing out flowers. Gonna have new flower buds here. I'm really excited to see if we get potatoes out of there. This dahlia has been just destroyed by, I'm guessing, slugs. So slugs are definitely attracted to dahlias. I'm just leaving it, even though it looks terrible and it makes me sad. Yeah, look at there's a little bugger in there right now. But kind of keeping it like a host plant, and hoping to kind of keep them over here as much as possible. They don't seem to bother the cucumbers at all. Definitely not having any kind of an effect on the cosmos, so I'm not worried about that. So I'm just gonna leave this, even though it just looks terrible. Let's see, hollyhocks. Okay, so now this hollyhock is definitely, I mean, it's like 10 feet, maybe 11 feet tall. They've been blooming gorgeous. They look so pretty. I've had a lot of people comment on them. Love them. The dark color is exactly what this little spot needs, just for some drama. And then cucumbers. So these are pickling cucumbers. I believe they are the Chicago picklers that I put on here, which is just a regular, pickling cucumber variety. You can find them pretty much everywhere. And I've grown them plenty in the past, and they're doing so good. So these will be for a mix between like refrigerator pickles and canned. So I do ferment the cucumbers, and some I do just can them straight up. So these ones hold up really well for canning. And oh, Lily would be upset if I don't show you that we have a little tomato starting to blush over here. She's so excited. I mean, we did actually eat one of these little paste tomatoes. I mean, it's a paste tomato, so it's not necessarily the best for, just fresh eating. I like mine to have a little bit more gel in them for fresh eating. So the bigger slicers are what I'm waiting for, but the taste was really, really fantastic. This got knocked over. So I have a little bit of a mess here, but these are blueberries. They're blueberry plants that we bought at Walmart this year. And then this is a clematis that I also got in some sort of like colorful garden container thing this year on clearance, and I think it's Jackmani, so I gotta get that in the ground. But this lettuce all getting pulled. Lily, you can see it's starting to bolt here, starting to go to flower, so it's been bitter for a while. I'm gonna pull that out and just reseed that with more lettuce. Green beans doing really, really well, and the cucumbers. First off, these are supposed to be bush cucumbers. This looks like a runner, but we'll see how they do in here. They look tons of flowers coming on. These are a variety called pickle bush from Burpee, and those will probably be more fresh eating for us, just because they're right here, so close to the house. Barry's Crazy Cherry. I blame the topsy-turvy experiment for not getting much off of there, but they're staying alive, and he's setting another set of fruit here. I got these chairs. I think I talked about that in the last one. I'm out here painting some stuff. Well, actually, Lily started these. These are just shelves for the house. That's a picture, that's a frame, goes around a little mirror. So just out here painting and getting things done while we can outside. All these little Lily put mix of zinnias are just so sweet. I want to put some out front next year. Oh, one more zinnia, and then I'm going to cut it because we're just about 30 minutes, and I'm really trying hard to keep it at 30 minutes. But this is a cactus zinnia. Look how it has the little flowers in the center like that, just around the edge. Love that. Looking forward to seeing some more colors maybe come off of this plant. And I'm not sure, this one in front has definitely taken a beating, but from the slugs, but I think that that's also the cactus zinnia. Okay, all right, we're at 30 minutes. Thank you for coming along this morning. Everything is doing really well. I'm super happy with the garden right now, and happy to be eating out of the garden right now too. So there's obviously always tons more that I didn't show, and I have some stuff that I'm gonna start doing for the side yard here for the like wild flower garden on the side, but that's to come. So I will talk to you guys soon. I love you to my family, and I appreciate you guys coming out. I'll talk to you later. Bye.